is day 1522 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. And they were doing your there Simon Great Side Vav, Sif Lamed Dalton and Base. So we're talking about Chokos from the Kiryat Keren, how much you have distance. Lamed Dalton, he says, but time of close, different reason for all this distancing, relative distancing. The cloud will be climbed, to climb, not concerned if the roots uh, uh, derive nourishment from each other. It's a very difficult concept by Kilayim, but Kilayim is all based on Maris eye, what the eye sees, and the roots underneath the ground, unless we're aware of them for some reason because they're not deep enough. But generally speaking, the root, we don't care unless there's something apparent where they're deriving nourishment from each other. Doesn't matter. What's underneath the ground doesn't matter to us. The point is they shouldn't get mixed up on top of the ground, over the ground. Kamash is showing kilayim, like language kilayim means. Okay, I guess kilayim, the derivation means mixture. Kachshir Chaloni Mishnah Parakim the Kilayim Lian Kilay Zorim is Elishon Mishnah. Turns Kilay Zorim says Kamash Zorim the Lord goes to name Maris Ayin. Ain't Chacham regards because Maris Ayin, but the truth is it's not just the Xeros, obviously, it's the Risos. They're also based on the concept of Maris Ayin. I'm sure Kilay Kerem Kenu, I'm Kilay Kerem Kenu. So it's true about Kilay Kerem, much because of Rashi's out B'Shabbos, B'Zel Shona, Shabbos Tapid out. Rabbi Kilayim Kiro Hu the Maina. Though they are variable. By Kilayim, we need something to recognize that it's not a mixture. The concern is with Kilayim. Yanika, which evidently means a mixture on top. But the deriving of nourishment it's not a concern. The rice, like it says, you can put the vines right up to the fence on one side and grain right up to the fence on the other side, even though underneath they might be deriving nourishment from each other. The fact that you have to distance from a keren 4 amos, the nation says sure that what's going because that's the amount of space it takes in order to work the keren. The examination said like it says, the amount it takes to work the keren. That's what the Rab says. The amount it takes to work a keren is Ramos. Because he used to harvest the grapes with oxen and with wagons. And at the time of the plowing, they used to plow with oxen. So the 4 amos me adjacent to the vineyard is like the vineyard, Ryan Shah. From his individual grapevine, you have distance 6 tefachim, as the amount of space it takes to work an individual grapevine. The individual grapevine, you give the amount of space it takes to work it was 6 tefachim. Number 2, kerem like a shum heker, but in the kerem where there is no heker. In other words, if there is no cognition, this distinction between one area and another area, that's kilayim, where since there is no distinction, it's because in the vineyard there would be complete mixture. This place, they went after Shiv. There's no way to differentiate. You can't say Avodas HaKerem is the demarcation. That's outside the Kerem. I'm talking to Shir Nika. Then they need Shir Nika, otherwise it's Gemara sign based on that proximity. When we mean about Basasham, the Shir Nika is 10 Amos on Shem, and the Shir Nika is 16 Amos. Lamanhe. V'yesha says Shayla's the question. Since the distancing of 4 Amos is an account of that's the amount of space it takes to work the vineyard. Babasa says the Bavel Avodas HaKerem stay Amos. In Bavel, the only amount it takes 2 Amos to work a kerem. And so they're big plows. So far in Bavel, it's enough to do 2 Amos. The Zobers are limited Loba Shas Rambam. You don't find such thing neither Shas or Rambam. But Shuba is that The answer is the Vadai Gam Chutzarts Nimtzu Arbe Makomash or Karkos Kosher. Even Chutz is place of the main place of the land is difficult or hard. Circumnation could only need to have a large plow. For Yosem Arbamas and the Shir of Avodas for Amos. The Chol of the Lava Ruba the Alma bubbles, not most of the world. Lochen Lo Pluga Banet Sarabon didn't draw a distinction. Lamav Odiyashlo also asked a question. If he had wheat, and his friend, a different species, not grapes, allowed to put adjacent to one your other species. So in this we learn the Reuben can put his wheat adjacent to Shimon's barley. But because the Ram didn't design like the Ram writes on Med. Ram should start like when you need a distancing. Say when you're planting within your own field. If your field is planted with wheat, see those sermons, friends allowed to put next to it barley. Shemar says, Sodcha lo tizar kilayim. Your field, you shouldn't plant kilayim. And it's shaloya yizoa sodeyu. His field kilayim. Shalonamar oretz tizar kilayim. Kind of showing interesting way to put it. It doesn't say oretz tizar kilayim, which means the ground. It says sodeyu, your field. The din in Hashem field, not the Hashem oretz. Well, if that's the case, so it says by Kila Kerem. Don't plant your Kerem Kilaim. Don't say Oretz. Number Ganke, let's say that specifically, let's say Ganke Dafka, Karmacha, only a vineyard. I will show Kerem Acher. But if you're to somebody else's vineyard, Mutzal is Kilaim. Shouldn't be a problem about Kilaim. Then we have the Zerba Kerem Acher. If you plant a different vineyard, Nesar Tvos, so the grain is also Raka Kerem, Lo Nesar. The grain, also the vineyard is not because you can't ask something which is not yours. But your grain is also kuf ayin sham. Yeah, it's one of those long money. For karmacha ksiv, what about karmacha? V'lo ksiv leizu krabim kilayim. Let's say don't plant vineyards for him. It says your vineyard. But Shuba said the answer is the Tani B'Sifri. We learned in the Sifri, Parashat Kitetse, Ein Liela Shkerem Shalcha, and we know your vineyard, Kerem Shalcha, not about other people's vineyards. Lo Tizra Karmecha Mikomakom. Don't plant your Kerem, no matter what. For some reason, they make this drush. Interestingly, the Arukh HaShulchan doesn't seem to question the consistency here, but they make this drush by Lo Tizra Karmecha. You don't make this drush by Sarcha Lo Tizra Kilayim. Seems inconsistent, but we have here, assuming it is inconsistent. So we have here a fundamental principle that whatever Chazal determine, whether consistent or not, becomes the halacha. So therefore it doesn't matter. The consistency of their drushes are not something which concerns us. They legislate, and therefore whatever they legislated. So, but the Arukh HaShulchan says, but let's see, maybe I can differentiate. So, in the end, it does matter, the Arukh HaShulchan. I take it back. It does, but I'm not sure that it matters. L'maisa, just the matter is because he has an answer. Okay, but anyway, he gives an answer. The word tzarcha becomes for the word lotizra. So tzarcha becomes the primary operator. It says lotizra karmacha. The karm is at the end, so the primary operator in the pasuk is lotizra. So comes the sifri. That's the sifri, and that's why by kerem it's more chomer than by soda. I'm not sure what he wrote in Sivchaf. I think I remember what he said in Sivchaf. About Eredom Mekadosh Dov Shena Shalom. Okay, well, yes, not Eredom Mekadosh Dov Shena Shalom because you're Mekadosh Yom Tvua. Okay, Lamed Zayin. Kosa Rambam Reish Berg Vav. Hazrat Tvua Yerek Bekerem. If somebody plants a grain or vegetables in a vineyard or mekaima or sustains it there, to the point which it grows 200th of its growth. So, Hareza Mekadosh Min Akfanim, Shivoisav Tesain Amal Ruach Agulos. It consecrates and forbids 16 amas around that grain in all directions, round Bus, not square. So that's the radius. You see the entire circle, which has a diameter of 32 amos. If it's complete, full of vegetables. Any grapevine which is within this circle, the Scotch America becomes consecrated, meaning forbidden, with the vegetables. Anything outside the circle, just doesn't consecrate it. Where's the shul? When between the perimeter of this circle and the rows of grapevines outside of it, there's more 4 amos. I mean, there's 4 precise 4 amos or less. The circle extends out more to the next row. If the diameter of the circle is 40 amos. See any grapevine which falls into the circle of 40 amos, becomes consecrated. My metaphor means it's true, but if you plant it or sustain inside the vineyard. I would say, but you plant it outside the vineyard, and you put grapevines within 4 amos, which is of course no good. This consecrates the 2 rows of grapevines which are adjacent to the planting, the grain or the vegetables. Barak kol hazera, to the extent of the length of the entire planted area. 4 amos beyond that. And this consecrates also from the plantings, 4 amos. But orech, and the width, kol shurshchem, of the entire, the length of the entire row of the grapevines, of the vineyard. If you plant it adjacent to an individual grapevine, it only consecrates, forbids 6 tvachim to every direction. You test at Sif Chabez. We'll explain the matter. The nourishment of the grapevine is 16 amos. The can plant within the grapevine, within the vineyard. That's according to the shear of the deriving nourishment. Because I'm the seed lam gimel, like we said earlier today. Male the hemagulos, so after you round, not square. Because you made it square, the angle would be more than 16 amos. So Nico lek was savi. And nourishment goes equidistantly all around. There's time call ruach and 16 amos to each direction. Have a shear nika. It's the shear of the nourishment. Bekoilo shear lam base ama lama base ama gula. So it's 32 amos circled. And that's and all the trees in the circle become usher. Because even the last trees no more than 16 amos. And the vegetable is nourishing from them. Which he said that we see the circle as if it's full of vegetables. Meaning, the vegetables are deriving nourishment from the grapevines and vice versa. Since the issue is the unika, which is underneath the ground, which normally we say is not an issue. So we say it's the purpose is here, it's above ground. I'm cooking meago, but those the distance from the circle. Meagos that they are the nourishments do not overlap. Obviously, however, it's true that the nourishment will reach them. Nonetheless, 4 amos of the area which it takes to work a vineyard have a kikarim. It's like a vineyard. So the grapevines within 4 amos from the circle, the melanes will come also automatically. Everyone says when it was Chukshir ben Sifsa Eagle ben Shishur Sakvanim Shukutula Yosmi Arbamos. So this 32 circles, 32 amos diameter circle is only when there are 4 amos outside the circle to the next row of grapevines. Arba amos. If it's 4 amos, Coach Pockets or less, that's what I'm finding the trunk. The grapevines will also come us because they're in that is the carrot. So if you add 4 amos on all sides of the circle, they saw lamed base, amos 1 amos. You add 8 amos to 32. Mizrach Lamar from north to east to west. 1 amos to southern Dormant, 8 amos from north to south. Higanki Beagle also in the circle. Nasarocha Beagle Aboim amos. So the diameter of the circle comes 40 amos. The call should be equal has that anything within the circle. Hein is comes also by talk. Our boy ama may ha may miskadeshes. Later within 40 hours becomes consecrated and also. Now test closing shazar b'talakan. This only when you plant within the vineyard. When you plant outside the vineyard, some like adjacent to the vineyard. The talk arba amos in 4 amos shazar shir chutzakan which kusam with shir outside the vineyard. This consecrates and answers 2 rows of grapevines. So shir kerem, which is minimal shir of a kerem, which is buzz. We're going to see the gam mekadosh ever sheni. Arba amos if you have a kerem and 4 amos on the other side. For the avos kerem, kamin azeni skadesh kosher arba amos was the kerem. So also from the zera it becomes consecrated everything 4 amos adjacent to the kerem. That's assuming that the length of the planting of the grain or vegetable goes the length of the vineyard. The look, if not, otherwise it only goes parallel and opposite to the end of the planting. When you start with the plant next to an individual grapevine, she should talk only consecrate 6 tvachim, much kasavnu, as we said. Not just an individual grapevine. It's true about many grapevines. If they don't have the chalei shem kerem, there's only 1 row. If it's less than 2 rows, it's not called a kerem. When she's born, and they have the same halacha as an individual grapevine. Says the brackets, they'll be a divya Rambam. That's what the Rambam says. We just learned. Remember, how many grapevines need in the 2 rows that should be called a vineyard? Not less than 5. 3 in 1 row, and 2 in the next row. Those 2 should be parallel to 2 in the first row. 2 opposite 2, and 1 goes out like a tail, meaning about itself. There isn't in the second row a grapevine opposite this one. If it's not tefach high, interesting, the law applies here too. That it's not tefach high, it's not called a tree. So there you have a grapevine which is less than a tefach, a young one, and it doesn't consecrate and also the seeds. Because that's saying 1 grapevine. You have 2 by 2 by 1. It's in Mekadosh because it's not a vineyard. But the entire vineyard is like that, Mekadosh. This is evidently, he says, nearly Shemirabban. It's rabbinic. The Cream Nation, Kol Yeshlo, has a kol, there's a great vineyard in progress here. Which goes happens to raise like that, Ayin Shom. Memav, Isi Ushami, says Ushami, Tabir Shah, Kerem, Goba, Malaretz, the airspace of the vineyard. 10 tefachim above the ground. Tino has the same status as the vineyard. If you put a perforated flower pot on stilts, not more than 10 tefachim above the ground, and plant within the vegetables, and then the vegetables and the grapevines and the vegetables are usher. The bracket says, "What kind of clothes we took?" Mr. Shon al Gevin in Kaddish, because the Ram Rab. Then there's a sheet of we took. Though it's not the way, we don't pass like him. For me, I don't remember this 10 talking shear, but it's got to be because he quotes it. That's just my faulty memory, as usual. Faulty memory number 693. But in Shon, I feel even the airspace of one grapevine, 12 is Adas or Tzvachim. Up to 10 Tvachim high. Ayin Shom. Tashlev Yeramam Din Zeb. So Perk and Shom. Isa Ganki na Mabi Otit Nokum Kerem Lamatim Yasora. If somebody passes a perforated flower pot, you lead the low 10 Tvachim. Vosi Masayim and adds 1 to 100. It's Aser Ayin Shom Hativ. Mem base. Yisham Isa. Yisham says Shnegino Zer Gavzu. 2 garlands, 1 top the other. Tachtona Sur Kerem. The bottom one is a vineyard. Vilyona and Sur Kerem. Top is not a vineyard. So you can plant it to the top one until you get the airspace of 10 tvachim. Boom boy come right here. Lisa Domra Shipur Madrega Maton does not tell us that the slope dividing the higher one from the lower one is like below. Unless you can know it's account of the seeds inclined into the airspace of the vineyard. Meaning, before that it says Shipur Madrega Habishutz Neatmo. says that the slope is a place unto itself. It sounds like it's in the bottom area. It's parts of the vineyard. Move on. The two yards are going down the slope of a mountain. It's not because the slope is clear as it's below. They can't plant as mishum because the seeds are going to extend into the airspace of the vineyard below. The airspace up to 10 tefachim is like the vineyard. Yerushalmi concludes the opposite as well. The top one of the is made like a vineyard. The bottom was not a vineyard. You can plant the bottom one, and the slope, some until you reach 3 tefachim adjacent to the kvanim. That's why nothing below the because seeds go down and not up. It's not because the incline is like below. So it's just an area into itself. That's why you have to plant it with the seeds. There's no issue with the seeds inclining into the airspace of the grapevines. They incline below, back into the seeds, low and not above into the grapevines. So therefore, unless it is actually within 3 tefachim, it's not going to be a problem. Long day today.